TheSpazDevil. TheSpazDevil. TheSpazDevil!
How the fuck was that? Where am I?
You are in a fever dream, TheSpazDevil. You have been procrastinating for far too long.
Look, it's not my fault, okay? I've got stuff to do in my day-to-day life. I'm trying to get these videos. I've done a few guide videos.
Nobody gives a flying shit about your giant mole guide. Just look at those YouTube numbers. Disgraceful.
That's not true. You know, people watch them and people are subscribing and the channel's doing quite well. I don't need to upload regularly.
Silence. Let me show you if you need reminding of where you are and what you must be doing.
Oh, mate, I made it onto an episode of Gillinor Games.
No, TheSpazDevil, you are in the Lazar Undercity. If you hadn't forgotten, you were trying to build a Soulreaper Axe.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking the Road to Max series. Well, the good news is there is genuinely a good episode to come.
Then get on with it, TheSpazDevil. Give the people what they want. And thank you to everybody for 2,000 subscribers.
Ah, shit. I'd better make this a good one.
Your style. Maybe it's the way that you carry yourself, or maybe it's the way that you wear your hair. You move with the feeling and you sure know how. Girl, I'm out to get your love and I'm too hot to stop now.
When I was a young man back in 2007, I couldn't wait for school to end to play RuneScape. Back then, the idea of a 99, let alone a maxed account, was but an unobtainable dream. As RuneScape reaches its new golden era, I intend to reach that dream and then give all the GP I earn by the end of it to you guys, the subscribers. This is the Road to Max series. Well guys, here we are. Now, as you know, we are paying for all of our buyable skills on this Road to Max series with drops alone. We are not using anything that is currently in my bank, which means we have to earn the money ourselves. Now, in the last episode, we managed to pick up the Leviathan's Law, a couple of pets, Virtus, we made hundreds of millions of GP, and we sunk it into some very useful skills. Now, that leaves us with today's challenge. We're here in the Lazar Undercity to take on the final Desert Treasure 2 boss, the Whisperer. The Whisperer drops the Siren Staff, which is the missing ingredient to building our Soulreaper Axe, which is going to net us about 400 million GP. Now the issue is, I've not killed the Whisperer since I completed the Desert Treasure 2 quest, which was quite some time ago. Now, gaining the Siren Staff, which is the missing ingredient to the Soulreaper Axe, this could take hundreds or thousands of kills, and this boss is known for being a bit of a bastard to farm. So we know what we've got in front of us. Now the Whisperer, regardless of what some of these sweaty nerds say, is a tricky boss. She will use magic, she will use range, she will melee you hard if she gets near you. You have a sanity meter, you've got to make sure that you do all the special attacks correctly, or you will quite simply get fucked. So I was feeling relatively confident going in. I know how to kill this boss, I know how to deal with the mechanics, but I haven't killed it since the quest version. Anyway, let's get straight up. I've wasted enough time, let's go straight in for the first kills. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go and get this Siren Staff, and God knows how long this grind is going to be.
Round 1, fight!
Now, as I said, I felt pretty confident going into this. I had some brilliant tiles down, I had my strategy down, I had a method of dealing with the annoying enrage phase, so I was pretty confident I was going to sit this bitch down quickly and we were going to go ahead and get our siren staff. I was blitzing my way through the special attacks, I was feeling actually pretty confident with this boss, and I thought, you know what, this isn't going to be as bad as Leviathan, I'm going to be able to do this, I can handle this. Now, it's not really the special attacks or the normal attacks that are much of a problem with this boss. I think if you're decent with changing prayers and moving around, you're not really going to struggle too much with the first part of the fight. It's when you get to the enrage phase, one misclick, not timing it properly, letting your sanity meter fall, and you are going to have to teleport out of there. Now, if you've watched my live streams or maybe some of my other videos, I have mentioned a few times that some bosses and some mechanics can just be more difficult for some people. What some people can find particularly easy, other people can really have a problem with. But with this said, I think I did pretty good for, you know, sort of my first kills in. I was expecting to struggle with the enrage phase, so I got straight back in there, started slapping her around, and this time... Yep, I got fucked, didn't I? Back to the grind! I would like to say that was the only death, but there were quite a few of them. But with the magic of video editing, we skipped forward about 30 kills, and this is where the perfect kills started to really roll in, and when we really started to get a hang of the Whisperer's Enrage phase. As every kill went by, I got a little bit better and a little bit more confident with this boss, to the point where I was doing very long trips and I was starting to feel pretty good with myself. It was about now that I thought, you know what? I'm actually okay with doing 300, 400, 500, 600 kills of this boss. I did, however, consciously feel at the back of my mind that I got so spooned at Leviathan that there was no way that we were going to get the same kind of spoonage from the Whisperer. And to be honest, if you've seen, you know, that nasty hair and the state of that fact, you know what, we're not going there. Going a bit off topic, I'm not trying to have sex with the Whisperer, but what I was trying to say is I was not expecting to get any good drops anytime soon, but very early into the grind, this happened. That's right, I think only about 50 kills in, we get the Virtus Robe top, and the same with Leviathan, we got the Virtus Robe bottoms about 27 kills in, something stupid like that. Apparently, we might just be the most spooned account in the entire fucking game. With the Virtus top sold off and 60 million netted to the account, it was time to go for another 99 in true TheSpazDevil fashion if you have been following the series, and I decided to do a nice easy one so that we could get back to the Whisperer as soon as possible. That is why we went and we got 99 cooking. To do this, I head to the Myths Guild and started one-ticking octopuses. I started one-ticking octopuses. It wasn't long at all before we added the next skill cape to our collection. 99 cooking had been achieved. But you may be thinking, TheSpazDevil, you bastion of male energy. Cooking is basically free, especially if you're doing bams, and you are correct. So I took the profits from that, added it to the 60 million, and then we got 99 fletching as well. With two beautiful new skill capes obtained on the account, there was only one thing lingering in the back of my mind yet again. We need to go back to the Whisperer, deal with that miserable bitch, and finish building our Soulreaper Axe. Heading back into the Whisperer this time, we actually had a little bit of help. One of my viewers actually lent me a saturated heart, which was awesome to use, so thank you so much. I really do need to invest in one of these, honestly. Now I need to be real with you guys, okay? Serious talk now. With video editing, it's very easy to make shit up, and to edit this a certain way, take the kills out of it, and make it look like every single drop is amazing. It's very easy to do that. What I am telling you now genuinely happened. After we got the 99s, I borrowed the saturated heart, and I went back. This is the first trip back, and this was done on stream. This happened. Unbelievably, the Whisperer dropped us the Siren Staff, which means we have completed the Soulreaper Axe and pumped a huge amount of money into the account. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the screen the collection logs for the 4 respective Desert Treasure 2 bosses. With the exception of Leviathan, where we did have to kill it over 1,000 times, we got extremely lucky at these bosses. Even the regular drops have net us hundreds of millions of GP. So with the Soulreaper Axe to add on top of that, I know exactly what we're going to do with this. First, let's head over to the Grand Exchange and put this beast of an axe together. As much as I would have loved to keep this monstrosity of a weapon, we are going to buy some serious upgrades with it. Unfortunately, the price had also dipped a little bit at the time of selling the axe. Now, with the advice of my friend Dan, I decided to upgrade to full ancestral. Now, this is going to be needed for our next grind. Now, if you haven't learnt by now from watching these videos, if I commit to doing something, I commit to doing it and I get it done. Now, the Road to Max series, it doesn't just mean max levels, it also means max gear, getting the account to a level of status that is what you would consider maxed. Now, before I tell you what the next grind is going to be, let's have a look at where the account stands so far. We have a total level now of 2,045, and we have a bank value now over 1.1 billion GP. And bear in mind, we have dumped hundreds of millions into skilling the quickest and most efficient possible ways. Now let's get to what the next massive grind is going to be on this account. And I have decided that I am going to acquire one of the 3 mega rares. More specifically, I am going to lock myself in Tombs of Amascut until we acquire a solo Tumakin Shadow, which is currently going for 1.2 billion GP. At the time this was recorded, however, I have never been into Tombs of Amascut, so we're going to have to recruit someone to teach me and train me on how to do this raid properly. This is where I'm delighted to introduce a very special guest, PlayPro5, who is currently one of the top Tombs of Amascut raiders in the entire game. Now, if anybody is going to teach us this raid inside out, it is going to be none other than this absolute Giga Chad. So I thank you massively for taking the hours out of your time to teaching me this raid. And most of the information that is in my Tombs of Amascut guide, bear in mind, these videos are filmed, you know, sort of weeks before, and then lots of editing and lots of stuff before they can be put together. A lot of the stuff that's in my Tombs of Amascut guide video comes directly from PlayPro5, so thank you so much, my G. As I make my way into the Salvia entity ridden hellhole that is Tombs of Amascut, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. This video was originally going to be 20 to 25 minutes long. There is so much content to come in episode 4 that I wanted to cut the Tombs of Amascut part completely and pick this up in episode 4 of the Road to Max series. I also want to give a special shout out to all of you guys. We have recently hit 2,000 subscribers, the clan is growing every single day, and the Discord is growing every single day. So massive shout outs to Sander, to Jordan, to Dan, and to all the people that make this whole thing what it is. I would not be making content without you, and I'm so excited to show you what's going to happen in episode 4. My name is TheSpazDevil, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.